Hi. Welcome to Life Discussions with Dr. Jefferson, you guys. I have been like MIA because I have been beyond busy um, for quite some time. One sec, I'm going to eliminate my background. For quite some time toward the end of this year, we've gotten like super busy at my practice and I am beyond full. However, I wanted to do this particular wind down of 2021 because I want to come to you guys and be able to talk about some of my own personal experiences and to answer some of these questions that I pose for you guys. I'm going to answer those things on my part, and I want you guys to share with me your experiences. However, we're going to go ahead and take care of some administrative things and go ahead and play the show intro because, of course, those are where the disclaimers and all of those intricate details are. And I will see you guys back in about 3 minutes or so. All right. Welcome back, you guys. My intro is kind of long and it's all of those things, but you know what? I think that my intro is one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So I won't kind of hold up extra time with that because I do intend to be a bit short here tonight. I know that some of you have some amazing New Year's Eve plans and you're probably amidst them all right now. For some of you guys who are Alabama fans, like myself, you're watching that um, aftermath and things like that. You guys are all into the game stuff, and that's fine. That's fine. Whatever it is you guys have planned for tonight, it can wait a couple of moments because we're not going to have this show and we're not going to lead this show into the new year because I personally have other plans. I'm going to bring in the new year with my family and those people that I consider to be very close to me. which is very much like family. 2021 has been, it's definitely been something. It's been a year. I think it's been difficult for so many reasons. I feel like we have had so many firsts as a nation of people. We have had so many losses, and we've had so many gains. We've gained so much momentum as a nation of people, um, as a subculture of Black, brown, and melanated people. I think that we've gained a lot of ground. I think that we've seen a lot of things come into fruition in this year. But I think it has definitely not been without a tremendous amount of setbacks and losses for many people. Okay. So this question, here's what we're going to do. Okay. I don't intend to be on here for more than 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm kind of going to go through these things and I'm going to answer these questions because these are the top questions that have come down the pipeline as people have gotten to know me, and have familiarized themselves with my channel, with my content. Those people that have followed my show on Anchor and all of the different places where you listen to podcasts and things like that. Um, these are the questions that I've compiled that came from a host of those people. And I wanted to take a moment and share, be very transparent with you guys, but I would also like for you guys to share with me your responses to all of these questions. And I'll post up your comments and your responses. Hopefully, you guys can be interactive in the chat while we are here and all of that good stuff. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who sat through the intro, the blues intro, I am Dr. Lakiana Jefferson, and I am the host of Life Discussions with Dr. Jefferson. This is a channel where we have the difficult conversations that typically affect around topics that affect the Black, brown, and melanated community. And those are a host of comments because anything can be going on anywhere in the world, and it still affects us because we're all human and we're all interconnected. We also have difficult conversations around navigating and finding the means and the wherewithal to accept the fact that we have to live in a place where mental health is, should be our number one priority, but oftentimes it's put on the back burner. I have had so many conversations on this channel, and I have talked about accountability across the board. I believe we've covered a tremendous amount of content, and there is more content coming. Okay. I just finished, and I think the season just finished itself too. The Shrink Next Door. I know that some of you had sent me messages about that. Those of you who are out there that are clinicians and things like that have sent me, God, trust me, I'm on it. Okay. I got a ton of topics to cover, and we're going to get that done in 2022. I've just got to recalibrate and get my energy going in the right direction so that I can cover that stuff for you guys. Because, like I mentioned before, people are overwhelmed and seasonal depression is a thing. And this is kind of like the season for that. So, as a psychotherapist, we're all slammed this time of the year. Especially me, I'm a trauma specialist and I also specialize in grief and crisis. So suicide and homicidal ideation and treating that and severe mental illness. So a lot comes with that, professionally. But so to the official urban therapist, Happy New Year to you as well. We're not there yet. Not there. We're not going to jump ahead, that hour 28 minutes. Well, 2 hours 28 minutes for you, right? Are you on Central Time or like what? I don't know what time it is there. But I know here in Atlanta it is 10:32 p.m. and today, of course, is the night before New Year. New Year's Eve, you guys. So, the first question is, what are some of your most memorable moments of the year? I want you guys to share with me, of course, like, don't be all cooped up and keeping secrets and stuff like that. I want this to be some transparent time for us. The official urban therapist says my most memorable moments were our conversations about Kevin Samuels. We agreed, disagreed, and agreed to disagree. I agree. I agree. I feel like that was God. Kevin Samuels has taken up some serious space on this channel, but so many channels. Um, and ah, God, but he's definitely not my most memorable moment. You know, yeah, you're in Texas. Um, but so let's see. Type some more of your most memorable moments while I'm thinking about mine. My brain is coming, it's bringing something forward. So my most memorable moments would be a coming into the realization of the psychiatric issues associated with COVID-19 and patients who have contracted the disease and some of those complications, but the psychosis that's associated with the different strains and the severity index of those acute psychoses episodes, I guess. Um, yeah, that would probably be the highlight of my memorable moments because, I had there were some very difficult moments there for me. Definitely some difficult moments in treating, um, and being in the hospitals and things like that. It's just, I will never forget some of those experiences. Hey, Rush, what's going on? What's going on? And yes, I have been ghost because I have been like super busy, haven't had a lot of time, and I have been definitely exercising some serious self care. Um, so my other most memorable moments is probably not losing my aunt on the day of my grandmother's funeral. Is definitely going to be one of the bookmarked moments that I will always remember. Um, I think it was, along with being very sad and difficult for me to navigate that space, confused, it was just a lot. It was a lot. I was shocked. It was a moment where I was just like, Google where this happens. Like, how does this happen? Like, what's the likelihood? Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. Uh, Let me think. Another memorable moment. The day one of my sons moved out, it was also memorable. Great day. You just feel great about them stepping into new light, and a new level of maturation and getting ready to embark upon the rest of their lives, their new journey and things like that. Um the official urban therapist says another memorable moment is when I covered the saga with Derek Jackson. I okay, I'm going to admit one of my most memorable moments is seeing Derek Jackson's rise and fall because he was a new for me. Um, everybody knew about him, but also Kevin Samuels, Cynthia G, Umar Johnson. I don't know how I let these people get right by me because I'm not really a social media person. So I think that that's what it is. Like I'm normally work, 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 and you know things evolved into different spaces this year. Who knows? Um, so many people were upset about your perspective. Good grief. What was your perspective? What did I miss? Post the link. Post the link here. Getting that virus for the first time was another memorable moment too. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, though. I told you it's going to cycle through everybody. Everybody's going to have it. Some people are going to get sick, some aren't. Um, Memorable moments. God, I don't have any more that like really stand out. No, 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 no. I have one that's just like right there. My highlight of my year, I think, will be my incorporating like a specific chore for my 6-year old. I have a 6-year old son, you guys. And he's 6. So like he's 6 years old, he's homeschooled, he's like smart as a whip or whatever. And I remember the day that I gave him his permanent chore, because all of my kids, they earn allowance and all of that good stuff, and things like that. So I remember assigning him his specific chore for Saturday cleanup. So on Saturdays, my kids, they wake up early in the morning, they clean up, and they have between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. to have all of their chores done, and the whole house is in order, or whatever, what I call dress right dress. For those of you who are prior service, you know what that means. It's a thing that never dies for us that are retired. So there's that. So I remember telling him that his chore consistently for the duration of the year would be to kind of just basically test things out, to keep his basic space in his room clean, his room, his toys and things like that. And of course, cleaning up all of his toys, being responsible for making sure all of his toys were cleaned up, dressed right, put in the right places, put away in the right places, right? And so he was like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait." He was super excited. Until one day, I was really tired. I had worked maybe like 12 hours seeing patients back to back, and I almost tripped over one of his toys, and I was like, "Michaelie, I asked you to be responsible and put your toys up when you're done playing with them. You're not in here. You're not playing with them. Why are they here? What are we doing?" Okay. That was my response. And he said, "Well, I was building a crash site." And I said, "Okay. Well, the crash site's over and it's time for bed. So get your toys and get them up right now." Right. And I'm firm, just like that. Right. My 6-year-old, barely 6 at the time, looked at me and said, "Well, Mom, I'm just not that kind of guy." Where do they make these children? Like, where? And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, this cannot be my child. He could not have come from my vagina. Like, my kids don't do these things. Like, but, ah, oh God, yeah. Susanna, hey Susanna, says, taking my last born to college and realizing that my sons are men, not boys anymore. Oh my God, yes, that. Yeah. Says, yeah, I have a lot of memorable moments for 2021. The official urban therapist says, my best memorable moment was when I married my best friend and we went to Jamaica for our 7-day honeymoon celebration. Friggin' amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. That might fall in on some of the firsts too. So, moving along, what are some of the things that were your first this year? I feel like starting this videography thing on YouTube, expanding my show from podcast to YouTube platform is definitely one of the things that was a first for me. And learning algorithms and stuff like that, just kind of attuning myself to technology in a little bit more of a intentional way. Um That was a first for me. I started some new business endeavors, some new investments. Those were first. I learned the ins and outs of um, holistic medicine on a different level. Those were some firsts. I met and hung out with some amazing people, and I'm really not a people person. So, like an in person, naturally a germaphobe. So those were some firsts for me and very rewarding, very rewarding. So, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 So, what were some of the things that were first for you guys? Curious to know. Let's see. The next question. Who are the new people that brought joy, knowledge, laughter, or growth into your life? I love this question. And this question came from a very long time follower. He is like super, super loyal, you know. Shout out to you. And he's also the follower that won a giveaway that I was sponsoring on my podcast. If you guys missed that, I'm sorry because it wasn't on YouTube, but um this guy has been following me for about maybe 10 years or so as I've transitioned and stuff like that. So let me think. New people from 2021. Susanna is a new person from 2021. She and I, we met up and we found that we had so many similarities. Both of us are clinicians, and I've helped her to expand into new avenues with business. And, she's still growing and I thriving, and we've gone into business together in some business endeavors. Um, who else are people that were new from this year? Personal level. I don't know. I don't know. I met some new family members. Um, I have all of the people on social media that I have met in this year since I was on YouTube. Money Boy Trey, Joy Chit Chat. I knew Mario J already, so I don't think he counts. But I think it's like he's from maybe the year or two before that. I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. Something along that line. Um, I don't know. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels. A lot of folks give Kevin Samuels a lot of flack for everything that he brings to social media, all that negative energy. But I gotta admit, there were some things that I learned from my research on Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson and Cynthia G. So I've got to credit them with the bringing me knowledge part, not joy, the laughter too. So I feel like they grew me in ways because I'm a very curious person, right? I am a person who is a sponge for knowledge. I've got a lot up here on the noggin, but I also am a very teachable person. So like I can learn from people, right? A lot of things. I feel like everybody has something of value to add to the conversation. And I feel like I've just learned so much from them. Also, for like all these makeup gurus that are on social media, they taught me so many things. They taught me how to do cut creases. Not a fan. Won't be taking that into 2022. Just not doing it. It's too much work. But a lot of folks taught me a lot of things about makeup, and I've divested from those things because I'm a person that's very simple. I don't need a whole bunch of this, that, and the third like going on. I need like a 30-minute or less routine for the whole thing, for everything. So there's that. I met some really great people at Dior24K in Lenox. If you guys have not Best facials ever. Okay. It's life. Okay. Life for your skin. It will literally, those folks, like I bought so much stuff from them, like as far as like skincare products and stuff like that. You want to take off a good 10 years instantaneously, Dior 24K. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And like they don't like give me any sponsorship or anything. I'm just like giving you guys good information. It's a bit pricey though, so you might want to save up your coins. So let's look. Let's see what you guys are talking. The official urban therapist says my first was networking within the social media platforms. I wasn't comfortable doing that. Right. It's so it's so weird. It is. And it's so much uncertainty when you're meeting new people. Susanna says, you, because like you, I'm not a people person, and you are a first female I have let into my life since Lord knows. I know, right? You and I are we have so much symmetry there. You have no idea. Like, well, you know that I'm not a people person. I'm like completely I'm just not in I'm not in for the human interaction kind of thing. Like for the vast majority, like I see people, I get a lot of human stimulation every single day. So it's to have the space, the emotional space to process in the aftermath of that, plus my own therapy and things like that. It's just a lot. It's a lot, you know? So I met a lot of content creators in 2021. I never knew that YouTube had various sectors. You know, I still don't know how to do that. Excuse me. I still don't know that. I mean, I've heard from my kids, right? But I don't know anything about that. Also, I did an Instagram live for the first time in 2021. That didn't go so well. I was a little confused as to how to end it, I think. I still don't know. I still don't know. Yeah. But whatever. I also mastered Twitter on here. It's like just a click of a button. But you know. Who's discrediting me? Don't judge. Hey Bailey, what's going on? Um, let's see. By me meeting content creators, I learned how to vet a lot and move with wisdom. Oh my God, yes. But I feel like you can gain wisdom and insight from anybody that you're connected to, right? Because we're like so different. There are so many different backgrounds. There's so many different things that influences the perceptions of people, um, and the cultural variations of us all. We're so different, and it's to be appreciated. I've learned to appreciate the differences in people more and more over the last decade. I can say that. Oh, goodness. Doing podcasts. Yes. Yes. That part. I think that's a pleasant one though, right, Susanna? So so many firsts, so many firsts. Uh oh, I caught, fought, and beat Delta variant. Great. Let's see. What are some of the things you gave up in 2021? You guys got a whole 12 months to reflect on giving something up. Now, I feel like this one is deep. We are a part of so many things that we probably shouldn't be a part of. We invest every single day, we invest time in things that energy in things that we probably should not. Okay? That's the reality of it all. And I feel like if you're not giving something up, at least if you're not purging something, at least one thing every 30 days, you are definitely not speaking to your proper growth and maturation in life. Okay. I gave up a lot. I gave up a lot in 2021. A lot. I gave up relationships with people that I had continued to allow to maintain space, right? But I really just didn't have any use for them. I just didn't. And some of those relationships, I didn't have any use for them for years. Like they're just dead weight, literally. Literally. So I gave up toxic relationships. I gave up feelings of inadequacy as it relates to family systems and, not connecting enough or not investing enough time in some of those people and things like that. I gave up my pain from each of my losses, like because I kind of wallowed in it a bit. Excuse me, you guys, because we got a lot of smoke. The kids were smoking up the kitchen while we were cooking our snacks and stuff for the evening. But yeah, so I gave up my pain associated with my losses instead of wallowing in that grief. I gave up attempting to connect and help people who had not made the first step on their journey, and decided that they were going to make some conscientious efforts to help self, right? Uh, that includes my kids, some of my kids. Like those behaviors with your children are unhealthy as well, with your parents, family members. Since I gave up on thinking that everyone would accept my message and accepting me personally, I learned that no matter what, I will either have friends or enemies. And sometimes you'll have people that are very indifferent to you. They don't care either way. And I'm glad that you've learned that lesson. I feel like that's a lesson that life will teach you one way or the other. I'm happy to have learned that lesson earlier on in life. But I've given a lot. I've given up a lot of makeup palettes, okay? Because I bought a lot of makeup. You guys, if you know me, you know that I invest a lot in makeup products. And I do it because like I really aspire to one day pick up a palette and know what the fuck I'm doing. I just came to an accepting place where I was like, you know what? I'm never going to master this in a way that these girls make this so easy on social media. So I'm just going to let this go. And I let a lot of those palettes go. I gave a lot of things away. I purged a lot. I've mastered some other brands that make things a lot easier for me to accomplish the looks that I want. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I gave up the old and toxic ways that I would communicate with people once they pissed me off, because like I've been through that whole anger management spill for a very long time. And I really, really, I realized that even though going through all of that, sometimes you still wear masks. So you're still not, you're a work in progress. You're not done. So you're going to get angry, and that's fine. So I gave up living that facade that I could not get angry. And I said, fuck it. So there's that. Okay. um, what else? What else? What else did I give up in 2021? I don't know. I don't know. Because like some things I have a tendency to divest from without even knowing. I feel like I gave up some of my vitamin regimens that I need to re-accept because this arthritis is getting really bad. So I gave up trying to assist those who did not, want to assist themselves. It isn't my job to fix it for them. Amen. Okay. Can we get an amen in the room? Yeah, but so I gave up a lot. I also gave up them high ass inflation prices in these grocery stores. Like, I realized that some of this stuff is really just all the same. And so I'm going to just buy the generic version because I refuse to give y'all all of my dollars just for a brand. Some things. The things that matter, okay? Don't judge me. I'm working on this thing, okay? I'm vulnerable here. I'm being vulnerable. Okay. All right. Say it. But let's see. Oh, God, this one. What are you carrying over into 2022 because you didn't get it done in 2021? So, this one I felt was a really interesting one. I know that people naturally like to make New Year's resolutions. Personally, I'm not a fan. I have a rule. I have a general rule. And that's, I don't like to commit myself to something that I can't see myself fully going through and getting done at the end of that commitment. Okay. Like, if it's not a guarantee that I can get it done within this lifetime before I die or something like that, I'm just not going to commit myself to it. So there is that. That's me. I'm real quick to just divest from a situation and just tell you no. I'm really good with no's. I'm very permissive with myself and knowing my limits. Okay. Um, so I feel like some things I've had to say no to, and some things I've had to divest from because even though they were easy methodology, they were methodology wise, they were not pragmatic. They were not in alignment with my value systems. For example, reaching the 1,000 subscribers, right? I wanted to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That was my goal. Like, and I started doing this YouTube channel, I think in July, or yeah, I think in July. I don't know. But, I quickly decided that no, I'm not gonna do the whole drama on the social media thing in order to get there. I can't do the me going along to get along. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do gossip. I'm just not gonna. There are certain things that I'm just not gonna do. I call a spade, and I have a tendency to do that unapologetically. So it just is what it is. You either like it or you don't. And I don't like to assume things about people and put out rumors and things like that. But so there's that. I didn't get that done, but I'm carrying that goal over to increasing my subscribers and things like that on my YouTube platform into 2022 unapologetically. Also, I feel like I'm carrying over some business goals, finishing up this expansion for the Clinical Competency Center, and some of that work, and some of those courses and things like that, finishing up the intricate details there. What else? What else am I taking into 22? What are you guys taking into 22? I feel like I'm still taking some of my grief into 2022. Just going to be honest. My therapist has been ineffective in helping me resolve it. I think it's quite complicated. So I've suffered a tremendous amount of loss this year. That's the reality. Friends, colleagues, family, so much family. I've lost over 20 family members this year. And all of those people that I lost this year were extremely close to me, and they meant a lot. They meant a lot. It's been a very, very challenging year for me. Yeah. So I feel like I'm still gonna take some of that grief over into the next year, and that's okay. I feel like I've been permissive enough to with myself and allowed myself to kind of stay my course and grieve properly and take my time through the different levels so that I can remain balanced. So I don't want to rush the process. Yeah, that part. So I'm carrying or continuing my short and long term goals, building my brand, finishing my studies, continuing to generate income, pouring out my wisdom and knowledge to my children. Yes. Yes, official urban therapist. That is a huge one. Let me see. Uh Loss and closure maturation. Okay. So sometimes, and I talked about what you guys let go in 2021. So whenever we lose an affection for somebody, or we close up a relationship, you decide to break up with someone, right? Those are losses. There are losses to our personality congruence and things like that, in the same way that we experience grief and loss from the death of family members or friends and things like that. Oftentimes people just jump from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing, okay? And they never ever focus on what lessons they took from that last relationship that they just divested from, that will help them become a greater version or have a greater capacity to love and be more authentically themselves and prepared for the next relationship. Now, my lesson of 2021 for you guys is that I want you to understand the importance of loss and closure in your levels of maturation in life. You have to understand that you have to properly grieve or properly learn the lessons that these experiences in life gave you an opportunity to learn, in order for you to apply them accordingly in the future endeavors that you are currently building right now in your life and you want to manifest in a positive way. That part. Okay. So, um, let's take a brief moment of silence for those people that we have lost in 2021, those people who started the top of the year 2021 with us and they are no longer navigating the journey of 2022 with us. For those of you who know, we've lost a lot of celebrities, tons of celebrities, but some of my favorite celebrities have died in this end of the year. John Madden passed away a couple of days ago, and Betty White. Um, these are, for me, it's like the people that you're accustomed to seeing on the screen, other than Cicely Tyson, right? Like those people who make those things that you're so into great, like those movies and sports and things like that. To me, those people have had a tremendous impact in shaping the way that we see the world, the way that we see the world. But also, we have had such a tremendous loss in family and friends, the people that are close to you because of Delta, Omicron, Mu, all these different variants of the coronavirus, right? And just, I guess, misinformation and abundance of misinformation and a lack of accurate information that could help people treat themselves appropriately, right? So let's have just a moment of reflection and say a brief word of, positive affect, positive energy, hopefully, so we can carry this energy along properly as we grieve and we remember those people and we attenuate our energy and their energy in sync with one another and do what it is that we're supposed to be doing in this grand scheme of things in life. All right. If all hearts and minds are clear, there are some things that I I've divested from years ago, like church, the Catholic church, the Christian church. I still perform services, for couples and special programs, Women's Day programs, and things like that for churches. For those select pastors that are in my good graces. But there are some things that are sayings from the church that you just absolutely can never divest from. Let the church say amen. Mm. By the way, my stepfather is an elder. So it's a lot of things that you can't do. So let's see. Susanna says, it's not that I had things undone, but rather I have things I started in 2021 that need to continue into 2022. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Oh, man. Yes. So let's see. What are your thoughts about ending this year on the good foot? There are several things, there are several events going on tonight. Um, and there are other things going on, like increases of reported COVID cases and record numbers. Has anybody sat back and thought to themselves, like the moments we notice the increase in positive cases of COVID are the moments in the aftermath of the news reporting new variants? Hmm. Anxiousness, right? People get anxious and they go out and they get tested. So therefore you get positive tests. But either way, this variant is going to cycle through people like other variants. Um, it's an airborne infection, for Christ's sakes, and we're in the middle of winter. So yeah, their part. But what are your thoughts about going out and celebrating the holidays with someone else? I know I didn't come on and I didn't talk to you guys, excuse me, during Christmas or whatever. But I think also a first that I didn't mention, because I didn't do that, I spent the holiday with my extended family. So, like all of my mother's children, and well, no, there were two missing and their kids. But I got to meet my newest niece. Her name is Summer Rain. She's a whole brand. I got to meet her, and that was exciting. Um, I got to spend some great time and energy with my first grandbaby, and that was interesting. She doesn't like me, but that's okay. Um, but yeah, so I got to I gifted for a lot of folks, and yeah, it was great. Food was great. People were great. I think the connection was great. It was a bit much for me, as you guys know, the whole anti-people thing. Um, but yeah, how do you guys feel about everybody getting together? Hundreds of people just standing around, counting down, breathing on each other, and all that good stuff to bring in 2022 with Omicron. Just crazy. Um, at this point, I don't think anything can surprise me. I will say that, but I will say this: I hope that you guys are bringing in the new year in a safe place, in a safe space, with positive energy, positive vibes going into 2022, and that you're not setting unrealistic goals for yourself that could further decrease your self esteem. Hopefully, you guys are prioritizing self, and that is the first thing on your chart of things to bring in and go into 2022 with. Um, what's in store for you guys? What do you think the future holds for you? What are some of the things that you intend to accomplish in 2022? Personally, I want to continue to heal and help those people who are out there who need healing heal and continue to grow and manifest greatness, expand my business dealings, investments, properties. But more importantly, I want to connect with more of my family members in an authentic way. Like, I know, like, I've written some people off, and you guys know who you are. But I'm not gonna try to. Those are not reconnections, okay? Those are complete divestments. I tend to divest intentionally. But so I want to connect authentically with new family members that have not burned bridges just yet. And I would like to connect with new people that have new perspectives and new insight and new knowledge to share and expand my knowledge base and understanding of the world around me. Um, hmm. In 2022, I'm going to be 100% virtual. So that means no more in-person appointments at all for me. And I know that's going to definitely hurt some of your feelings that are used to seeing me in person in an office, but those exceptions are dying with the clock striking 12 o'clock. So that's less than an hour, folks. So that's what's in store for me for 2022. Self-care, maximization. Now, I didn't mention the one thing that I let go. That was a business venture, and that was my prisons contract. I'm definitely not redoing that. So in the interest of self-care, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, not. I'm gonna continue to say no. There you go. To things and live my best life. Continue to grow emotionally and spiritually. That part. Yes. So you guys, like, without further ado, I'm going to let you go ahead and get to bringing in your new year with those people who matter the most to you, the family members and friends and strangers. If you're out there in these streets watching the peach drop or whatever it is that you're doing, apple fall, what are they doing? Whatever it is you folks do for the new year. And I'm gonna get ready to do the countdown with my family here very soon. And that's all that I've got, you guys. I appreciate you guys sitting through and navigating this conversation with me, this last conversation of 2021. I hope that your 2022 is filled with positive vibes, positive energy, and growth and insight that is meant to carry you throughout your lifespan and possibly those people who follow you. Right? Continue to be a positive impact to the society around you, the people that are connected to you. And if you can find that you can be a positive impact or give or tribute positive energy to someone else, please do not go and impede on their positive energy center. Keep your negative Nancy self to your negative Nancy self. Okay? So that is all that I got. It's been real, you guys. I'll be seeing you on the other side in 2022. Later days. Bye.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.